Hello everybody, it's been a while since I've made a video, so I thought I would make something that hopefully is useful to everybody. I'm going to do a video about black and whites and editing in Lightroom. I really think black and white photos are great for a number of reasons. I think that they can really show a lot of emotion to a photo that was once color. And in the digital world, we definitely have a lot of simplicity in making something from color to black and white. So if it doesn't look good in color, then we can definitely try black and white. And if it doesn't look good in black and white, then we can stick with color. So we're going to go in, dive right into this real quick. So I'm going to reset this photo. This was a photo I took of a wedding probably about a year ago now. Shot it with a 5D Mark II at ISO 250 with a 70 to 200 2.8. And I shot this specific shot at 180 millimeters at 2.8 and 1/400th of a second. So that's the specs. This is straight out of the camera reset. Looks pretty sharp. Like I've said in my other videos, it's one of my favorite lenses. It's really good. Even somebody who is pretty far out of where my focal plane was, as far as where I focused. This guy specifically, he's still pretty in focus, and that's acceptable for me. So, and if you look all along these guys, they all look pretty good as far as sharpness goes. This guy, again, if you looked at my first video I ever posted, has got the GQ face on. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So we're gonna go right into it. First off, if we want to just straight up start with black and white, let's hit V on the computer. And that's going to convert it to black and white, which is what we want. So from there, I'm going to hit it with some blacks. And I really love blacks as far as black and whites go. You can just pump this up and really get what you want. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to stick with that. Contrast, I'm going to probably let's just do +5. Exposure, I might bring it up just a little bit because I think it's probably going to die down a little bit after I adjust some other things. Highlights, I'm going to leave it where it's at because I don't really want to kill all my dynamic range in the photo. I kind of want it to be blown out in some spots, like over here, maybe even some of the shirts. So I'm going to leave it at 0. Shadows, I'm going to bring in just a little bit. That's looking really good so far. Clarity, I'm going to probably push it up maybe +5, +10. That looks pretty good. Clarity is interesting. I don't like clarity most of the time because it can definitely give your subjects just a really disgusting metallic-y look. But if you use it very subtly, I think you can definitely pull it off, per se. So I'm going to kind of go for a Vasco-y look on this, kind of have my blacks really hazy and try to imitate film like I have done so in my other videos. So I'm going to turn my tone curves on and make sure I'm on linear curve, and I'm going to be on a custom curve right here. So I'm going to start making some points. And really all I'm going to probably do is pull up these blacks. And I really love that so far. That looks good. Just pulling it up that much, it really brings out a lot in the photo, even in the pants below here. I think it looks awesome. And if you want, you can see what it looks like without it. Both are good, but I really like this. For this specific shot, I think it definitely works. All right, so we're going to go down here. I'm going to kind of skip everything else here. You can definitely play with some tone curving stuff and get some awesome looks, but I'm going to skip it for now. Sharpening, I'm definitely going to do. If you want, I like doing this as a kind of a new trick. If you hold down Option on your computer and slide this masking tool, you can see exactly where it's going to sharpen. And anything in the white is going to be sharpened. And so if I just want just the guys to be sharpened and not the whole scene or even the background that's blurred out, then I'm just going to slide it to right about here and then sharpen it. And that's about good enough, about 50 or so. That looks pretty good to me. Vignette, I might try. Let's see. -5, that's good enough for me. I kind of like how the shot looks. It's really moody. If we look at the before, it's pretty even light. There's not much going on as far as lighting goes. There's a little bit of backlighting, as you can see on these guys' faces or their heads. Just a little bit, but not too much. And there's a little bit of sun coming through the trees and hitting their heads, but that's great. It's kind of like a hair light. And it's really just, that's the joy of locations, is you just find a spot that has the light that you like and shoot it and hope that it looks good. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things you don't know until you get home if it's exactly what you wanted or pictured in your mind, because on a wedding day, let's be honest, you're all over the place. Your head is not where it typically should be. Once you get home, there's going to be a lot of things that you'll say to yourself, oh crap, I wish I would have done this. But that's the joy of going home and looking at your photos and learning and hopefully getting better and improving for your next shoot or for your next wedding. So, all right, so let's go back here, go back to what we've done for adjustments. So for this specific photo, it looks good so far. I might try to bump up the exposure maybe a little bit. No, I'm going to bump it down a little bit. Plus 0.30. And for the guys' faces who are getting a little dark in the scene, I might just grab a brush, do a custom one, and maybe just add a little bit of exposure and just run over their face. And then go back here and make some minor adjustments. That's good enough for me. I like that so far. And honestly, this is a really quick edit, but it's very simple. And from here on out, you could make a preset and apply this to photos that you want to try black and white. And again, you're going to make minor adjustments to every specific photo. But it's so much easier to kind of get an idea of what you want on one photo and then apply it to all of your photos that you want black and white, and then make minor adjustments to exposure, shadows and blacks and so forth. So hopefully you like this, guys. If you haven't yet, check out my website, davidjamesvisuals.com. I put up a new link to just specifically photographers where you can get the free tutorials. And I'm also releasing classes that I haven't made a video yet for on YouTube, but stay tuned and I'll definitely explain a lot more about that. But if you go, you can go read about it and sign up for some stuff. And it's really cool if you want to learn some more about photography, as well as talk with me and so forth. So thanks, guys. Subscribe, comment below, tell me what you think, and I'm going to keep them coming like I always say, but yeah, tell me what you think.